Next man up. That's been the philosophy in Philadelphia this season. But man, next man up at quarterback, you go from an MVP candidate in Carson Wentz to now Nick Foles. So we'll get into the film study today. We'll talk a little Nick Foles. We'll talk a little run defense because the tackling has been kind of bad recently. We'll get into that Cooper Kupp play because that was ugly too. Brennan Albert is here. I'm Adrian Fedke. So without Carson Wentz now, I'll tell you what, these film studies, we're going to be nitpicking now more than ever.
We have to be, because the window of error shrinks significantly,
Yes.
When you don't have that elite level quarterback, that's why you look at the Vikings. The Vikings are doing really well, but what happens when there's a bad quarterback game? The Vikings lose. They don't have that window for error. You don't have that savior at quarterback like your Rodgers and your Brady's, your Drew Breeses, Matt Ryans, et cetera, guys that can win you a game when they really shouldn't be. That's a big blow there for the Eagles.
Yeah. The first play we're going to get into is this 3rd and 8 completion from Foles to Aguilar. This was Foles by far his best throw of the game. So we'll get into it right now. So obviously this was late in the game. And I'm trying to actually find – oh, here we go. So late in the game, obviously this pretty much sealed it. Aguilar shows great hands. This was a pretty tight window too. What are you seeing here pre-snap?
So, when we look at this, this play specifically pre-snap, we can see it's going to be a cover one like look. The big thing is at this point in time during the game is they got to get a first down. We get a first down, the Eagles win. You don't get a first down, Rams have a chance to make something happen. And up until this point, it's important to remember, too, the Rams blocked a punt for a touchdown. Yeah. We talked about that several weeks ago, Adrian, how the Rams probably have the best, if not the best, special teams unit. So the pressure to get this first down is massive. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to see here is just lining up. We see Nelson here. He's going to be lined up, guys, right inside the 20-yard line in the slot. We can already see that the defender is going to be inside shade of him. So Nick Foles knows, hey, there is going to be exactly an outside shade option as long as this corner runs off. If the corner runs off with the receiver, we can gun it in there for an outside breaking route for a first down, as long as the corner runs off and the safety doesn't drive down on top of it.
All right, so we're going to play this bad boy now. We'll go slow-mo. And I think the end zone view might actually do this justice. We'll see how that looks. But just to see this ball whiz past the shoulder of the corner and Aguilar just snag it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, this is going slow as hell. Of course. All right, here we go.
So we can see here that we get too high look. The safety's nowhere there. The corner's running off. So perfect. Nick's able to drive this in here. And here's the thing. This is a very small window. This is not an easy completion. So this is all arm strength and accuracy. The one thing, if I am going to be the glass is half empty type of person, this ball is a little too far outside. And these are the type of plays that can quickly turn into, tip throws, and all of a sudden it's an interception. And interceptions in the flats are usually pick sixes. If I'm the glasses half full person, Nelson's hands look stupid strong here. He's stopping a bullet right with his –
Look at that window. That showed it right there.
That's not an easy completion. So, Nelson, for a long part of his career, has been the inconsistent hands. That's a massive catch. Not just because it was a first down, but because he's got to catch a bullet. And if he tips it, it's probably a pick.
I'll tell you what, Aguilar has really stepped up the last 2 weeks. Fought off his demons in Seattle, had another big game against the Rams. Kudos to him, man. All right, so the next play we're going to get into, this is another completion. This was to Trey Burton. But on this play, I think we would have liked to see him step up in the pocket. So we'll see on this play that he took a shot on this release, and that's something that he does. He hangs in the pocket. He hangs in there. And he waits, and he waits, and he waits. And he'll take a shot for you. So he's tough. All right, so 12, where are we at here? This one here.
Yep, so first off, Burton balled out. He had an awesome game, playing in place of Ertz. It was just a fantastic game here.
So he did it against
Yeah, he did. And what we're going to see here is we're going to see Burton's going to be the attached tight end position here, pretty much right at the L. of the NFL's logo here. And he's just going to run a nice little stick route.
So we'll play it.
And does a really nice job of making sure that he still ensures that he can keep the outside leverage of the defender. And now he just does that basketball start to box out when the ball's up in the air. Does a great job of elevating, going up and getting it, and then does a good job of pulling that ball to his body because he knows he's going to take a shot. Not an easy completion. It's certainly not an easy catch either.
Now let's go to the end zone view. And do you think Foles could have stepped up here?
I think so. And when we look at this, the play action fake is kind of what delays him from stepping up. But look,
he has an elongated play action fake.
Yeah, and when you have guys like, Aaron Donald, you better step up in the pocket because he's going to come in hot.
Yeah, actually, after looking at that, it's kind of tough to kind of want him to step up there.
It's a tough one because, because the play action fake, he has to carry it up. But at the same time, he's also able, in play action, his vision's already forward. So he can already see the D tackles are stunning out. So he knows, hey, as soon as this is done, I got to move up in the pocket.
All right. So we're going to talk about some Foles weaknesses now. So when he goes bad, he struggles with anticipation. He struggles with going through his reads post-snap. I didn't really see much post-snap stuff, so we won't get into that. But there was one anticipation throw that he missed. But you know what? He hasn't played, and he still doesn't have the cohesion with the wide receiver. So we're kind of nitpicking here. But still, this is a throw that he could have made, and he didn't. So this is fourth quarter. Where are we at here? Fourth quarter, 12:09. Okay.
And Adrian, as you pull this up, everyone knows it's a quarterback league. So it's not a backup quarterback league. There's only 32 guys who can be starters, and really only like 16 of them are really worth a shit. So, if you're a backup, it's not good. The good news is you're probably the best backup in the NFL. One of the few most proven backups in the NFL.
I agree with that.
But you're 100% right, Adrian. He's not used to game speed, and this is a great clip of that. Now, what we're going to see here on this clip is we're going to watch the linebacker who's coming across over the end right now. As soon as he gets shoulder to shoulder with Torrey Smith, this ball has to be gone. This ball is just late. It has to be thrown earlier. And, Adrian, if you want to replay this and pause it as soon as I believe that's going to be I can't think of his name. Guy went to Alabama. Mark Barron.
Mark Barron, yeah.
So what we're going to see here, guys, is this is just going to be a read. It's just going to be a zone. If Barron sits, we throw the out. If Barron runs, we throw the in. It's just a 2-on-1 read, really reading what Mark Barron does. And we're going to see Mark Barron's going to fly and take the out route. So as soon as he starts to get shoulder squared right now with Torrey Smith, this ball's got to be out right now.
Whoa, right here. Right here.
Ball has to be out already.
See it. And this is throwing with anticipation. Now, how much of a difference does it make because he hasn't had reps with these guys and being rusty?
I don't think it's necessarily as much, Adrian, about getting reps with these guys. I think it's about getting reps with these guys in a game. There's a big difference between when you're going through, practice, and a lot of it's, half speed, dummy speed. Maybe you go full speed, but you're still not really tackling, bringing guys to the ground. But when you do it in a game, it's a whole nother level of speed. So I think it's more about getting game reps than necessarily reps in practice.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right. So we see it. And then as you can see, because he waits that split second, that allows the defender to break up the pass. I'm not sure who that is. 23. Okay. That might be – who's 23?
Not sure.
That's not Nickel Roby Coleman, is it?
No.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who number 23 is. Okay. All right, so I'll let this play through, and I'm going to go pull up the next play. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
So next one is a pre-snap mistake.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 11:39. By God, I didn't write down. Wow, what is that, fourth quarter? It's got to be the fourth quarter. That's when he came in. Oh, thank God. I didn't write the time down.
This is something I'm going to expect to see more, guys. I think what we're going to see the Eagles do is I think we're going to see the Eagles get to the line of scrimmage quickly. I think we're going to see calls being called in quickly and get to the line of scrimmage. The reason I say that is because the communication headpiece, it cuts off at 15 seconds on the play clock. So if you get to the line of scrimmage at 27 seconds, you have those extra seconds to still be on communication with your staff.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see the Eagles get to the line of scrimmage a little quicker to allow, Foles to think a little less. But what we're going to see is we're going to see team be very aggressive. We all know how great Carson was against the blitz this year. I don't think the teams are all of a sudden going to say, oh, you got Nick Foles? Well, now we're going to back off. No, I think they're going to amp up the pressure here. And this is a great example of this. You're going to see a ton of guys close to the box. You're going to see press coverage up at the top here. When we see this type of stuff, you need to kill the play action because that's just going to add a delay. And you know what? If they're blitzing, they don't give a shit if you're passing or you're running because they're running to the gap anyway. So the play action isn't going to sell or isn't going to fake anyone out. So to me, I think this is just a mistake pre-snap. I think Nick has to see this and say, you know what? We're going to kill the play action. We're just going to go with either a run or a pass in general, whatever the play is called. This one's obviously going to be a pass. But he needs to kill the play action because it's not going to do anything. It's not going to fake anyone out. All it does is it delays you from getting into your play.
Yeah, I'm curious how much freedom Peterson's going to allow Foles at the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if he's going to let him audible.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to see. I think some simple things like killing a play action, I think that's probably easy. Changing an entire play, probably not.
Yeah. All right, so we'll let this play here now, and you can talk about it.
Yep, and you see the press coverage comes down right across the boards.
Yep.
The backers are going to start to show.
Here they come. They're lurking.
Yeah, so we got to kill the play action right now. And Foles realized it. It's not like they timed it up perfectly. Foles had the opportunity to let the defense show their hand. Yeah. He's got to kill the play action here.
And if I remember correctly, they were a little bit their timing on the blitz was off a little bit.
Yep, we got a little bit of an early jump there.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair here, Lane Johnson is going to lose leverage here, and that's going to get a whole bunch of trash at Nick's feet, which is really a nightmare for your peripheral vision as a quarterback to see something around your feet. It just scares the hell out of you. So it makes everything harder. But like I said, that play action is just unnecessary. It's unneeded at that point.
Now, we see a Matt Collins streaking wide open over the middle, but this just wasn't Foles' first read.
Exactly. Especially when we get blitzes that are coming hot, you usually have your hot read. It's going to be quick, something out to the back, maybe a quick out to a receiver who maybe has leverage. And his first read here is going to be to the curl, which is fine. But again, the play action, it does nothing for us. I mean, it doesn't make anyone believe, oh, now they're going to run it. It changes how I act on defense. If I'm blitzing, I'm blitzing.
Yeah. All right, so those are the Nicky franchise plays. We'll do more with the Giants because we'll have 4 quarters worth of stuff to sift through. But man, next couple weeks, I'm telling you guys, I mean, if we want to realistically talk about potentially going to a Super Bowl, this team has to be pretty much perfect in a lot of ways, and we're going to nitpick. You guys might not like these film studies.
It's going to get significantly more specific. I mean, we're going to have to get more narrow focus because, like I said, the window for error is gone. Yeah. Now, that said, I found this really interesting. I was chatting with a guy I know over at the Westgate Sportsbook here in Vegas. He told me that even with the Carson Wentz injuries, they think that the Eagles are going to be favored to win the NFC and probably be favored in the Super Bowl unless they play the Steelers or the Patriots. Now, that's just an early gut reaction of favors. Now, just because they were favors now doesn't mean it's going to be the favorite game day because obviously betting lines and things like that change. But if Vegas is already saying, hey, we still think you're the team to beat, you still have a lot of good pieces. Defensively, obviously we know about some injuries at linebacker hurt. And we obviously know the Sproles injury is always kind of a minus. But it's a good running back situation. It's a good receiving core. It's a pretty damn good offensive line. It's a great defensive line. There's still no excuse that this team shouldn't win at least 1, maybe even 2 playoff games.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at. I gave them 25% chance to get to the Super Bowl. That sound about right?
I think that's fair, yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I took heat. Man. They're like, where's your faith? Have you given up on the team? No, I haven't given up. I'm just being realistic. I'm not here on YouTube to give you Kool-Aid, all right? I'm here to keep it real. I don't want you guys to be heartbroken when this team loses. I don't want you guys to have false hope. That's all.
I mean, look, it's not easy to go from an MVP to a backup as a quarterback. That's really what we're saying here.
Yeah. All right, so something else that has to be cleaned up if this team wants to be a goddamn favorite. They better step up on their tackling. Todd Gurley, 13 carries, 96 yards, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then Cooper Kupp was unbelievable. There's a play we'll get into, I think, next, where he goes for 64 yards and just shitty tackling all the way around. But this is Gurley here. So what were you seeing with Gurley in this play?
Well, the first thing, I'm going to give a big tip of the cap here to Jared Goff. What we're going to see is we're going to see a motion here, and Goff's going to look at the motion and then realize what he's seeing. So go ahead, Adrian, and pause it as soon as we get to the motion. Okay, so now Goff is starting to see, wait a second here, okay? I'm seeing that as I bring my man in motion, I'm also bringing a safety with me. So this tells me this is going to be man coverage. Okay. And if we play this a little more, Adrian, what you're going to see the Eagles do is they're going to flip the safety and the linebacker. So the linebacker is going to say, okay, you know what? You're right. You come here. I'm going to go opposite. Okay. So now what I like, and I give a tip of the cap here, is Goff stops, and he starts to change the play. He starts to realize a second. Pause it here, Adrian. He starts to realize, okay, if I do a quick motion, one of two things is going to happen again. Either the Eagles aren't going to be set because they're going to be switching, or they're not going to be able to get the linebacker over here, which would mean then that this safety, and Adrian, do me a favor and highlight that safety there, nickel down the motion. Yep, exactly. This safety would now be the run gap player. This safety is 190 pounds. The run gap he would be responsible for is the B, where the guard is. That guard is Roger Stafford, and he's 300 pounds. So I have a 110-pound advantage, and I have one of the best running backs in the league. Yeah, I'm going to run the ball here. I'm going to check into this. So as we'll watch here, what Goff's going to do is Goff's going to run that quick motion and then snap the ball. So he's not even going to give the Eagles time to flip and bring the linebacker over. And we see here Goff is going to change the play. And this is going to give us a huge disadvantage when you have 110 pounds less in the box between a safety and a guard. I don't care who the guard is. He should win this battle every single time. Now, the problem that we get with this play is it's okay to get your butt whipped. It's okay to get pancaked. What you can't have happen is you have to take the player with you. You cannot allow him to go and get another block, which is exactly what happens. Yeah. Stafford was able to go and get a second block, and now Todd Gurley's unblocked down the line.
Blocked down here, too.
Yeah, just piss poor. I think the defensive backs look completely soft this week. At coming off blocks, attacking blocks, tackling, DBs look completely soft.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Not a good effort in run defense the last 2 weeks. And we're about to see Cooper Kupp break through the entire Eagles defense. So 64 yards, second quarter, 10:55. By the way, Cooper Kupp, I think we were pretty high on him pre-draft. Mm-hmm. And by God, I didn't think he was going to be this, but man, he's incredible.
He's looked really good, and I think there's a lot of well-deserved praise for the Rams front office, because what Goff had around him last year was abysmal. I mean, his best receiver last year was cut by the Browns this year. Let's put it that way. And now he had a completely brand new weapon receiving core. There's a big reason that he's gotten a lot better.
Yep. So if I remember correctly, Cooper Kupp gets matched up against McLeod, just burns him, and then just goes down the sideline.
Yep, exactly. Goff's just going to read man coverage here, and he's just going to be able to see, okay, I'm going to have my two receivers at the top run runoffs, just run go routes, and then I'm going to have Kupp run the quick out. I can already see that McLeod's already giving out outside leverage by the way he's lined up. Yep. So just by the way he's lined up, he's not doing himself any favors. So this is just going to be an easy pitch and catch here. But this is what really pisses coaches off, is inability to tackle down the field and not getting to the ball. So as you can see here, all right, this is a completion. Right now, this tackle should be made about the 41-yard line. It's a missed tackle.
Yep.
Now we're in trouble.
There's one. Let's count them.
Yep. This is going to be a piss-poor tackle here, too, coming up.
Patrick Robinson
completely overruns the play.
Awful.
Okay. And then here's Jalen Mills, I believe, 41, just allowing himself to get blocked.
That's Darby.
Darby, excuse me. Just
31 here.
Himself to get blocked.
Yeah.
Just getting pushed all the way down the field. And then here's the problem. The guy who makes this tackle is your middle linebacker. Adrian, let's go back. Let's watch where Nigel was lined up. He's lined up above the freaking center.
Yep.
You're telling me that the 4 defensive backs who are nearest him can't make the tackle, and you have to depend on your 220-plus pound linebacker running 65 yards down the field to make this play. That's what happened. That's piss poor from your defensive backs.
Malcolm Jenkins was awful in this game. A lot of missed tackles, and I'll tell you what, this is something that hasn't plagued the Eagles until the last 2 weeks. And I mean, after the catch, they've been bringing people down immediately, but not on Sunday. Not on Sunday at all. Cooper Kupp. I mean, it's not like he's making these elusive moves in the open field. These are just poor tackle attempts.
This one's embarrassing. This one,
what is this?
You're 3 yards in front of the receiver.
And then Mills looks like he's I mean, I know it's slow motion, but
no.
Bradham's the only one hustling. Look at that.
Yeah.
Bradham shouldn't be going faster than these guys.
Even when you watch this play in full motion, Darby is allowing himself to get blocked. Just 100% allowing himself to get blocked. And it's just so infuriating to me.
Yeah. All right, so we'll play at full speed now.
This is just a pride play, honestly.
So it gets burned. Jenkins. Oh.
Awful. Look at this. Oh, okay.
Mills is jogging. He's jogging.
Infuriating. There's no place for it. You want to be a Super Bowl contender, you can't ask your middle linebacker to run 65 yards because you can't run 10 and you allow yourself to get blocked by Sammy Watkins.
How long do you think the coaches spent dissecting this play in the film room?
This honestly should have been the first play from defense. This should be the first play you look at because, I mean, great job by Nigel hustling, but that's one guy of the DBs are the ones who are responsible for this.
Step your game up. If you want to win a Super Bowl, you better step your game up. All right, so next thing we're going to look at, Halapulu Vaitai. So second week in a row, he gets beaten inside for a sack. So on this play, Brandon Brooks was in at guard because Wiz left. He is day-to-day with an injury. I forget off the top of my head what it is. But as you can see, Quinn, he gets inside. Actually, why am I talking about? I'm not the expert. You are.
This is something that has showed up the last 2 weeks. Big V has looked really good up until the last 2 weeks. Now, to be fair, he's played against the Seattle Seahawks, who probably have the deepest defensive line core in the NFL, if not top 3, with the Eagles and the Vikings. And then he had to go against a very good defensive unit with a great defensive coordinator there in Coach Phillips. Yeah. So the last 2 games were certainly big tests for him. But the bad news is it's not going to get any easier moving forward, especially as you go into the playoffs.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, because the first couple weeks he was in, he was playing well, but he was playing against basically no competition. So while people were telling me, like, hey, he looks great, you didn't have to trade for a tackle, and then I'm like, all right, just wait until the competition ratchets up. Wait until it gets a little tougher. Frank Clark beats him for a sack. I mean, Frank Clark, solid football player, but by no means is he a great defensive end. Robert Quinn now, I mean, obviously he's gotten better over recent weeks. I believe he has 4 sacks in his last 4 games. But if you're going to have competition like this and you're going to look like this isn't a good sign at all.
No doubt, especially because it looks like if the Eagles get home field advantage, you're probably going to have to play either the Rams or the Seahawks again.
Yeah. All right, so I'll let this play.
So what you'll see here, guys, is this angle. You're going to not have a great angle of it, but Big V is going to lunge.
Should I go end zone here?
You can, yeah.
Go end zone.
As you're going to see on this end zone view here, guys, you're going to see that Big V, he just starts to lunge. he doesn't have his feet underneath him. He starts to punch with his hands extended out, and that allows a veteran pass rusher like we see here at the Rams to set up a really nice swim move.
Yep. Overextending is his weakness. That's what he does when he gets beat.
Right here, overextends.
Yep.
And allows the swim move inside.
And then Chance Warmack doesn't give him any help at all.
Yeah.
And that's a sack.
Yep. That left side of the line struggled heavily last week in Seattle. That was something we didn't talk about. Struggled heavily last week. Didn't look a lot better this week, especially if Wiz is out for an extended period of time. Could be some serious concern there on the left side of the line moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But I think he is going to play this week from what I am understanding. So we're back here to the full screen mode. And I'll just ask you this. Carson Wentz, what did you think about all this?
It's a tough blow. I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Losing him for the season and maybe even some of next season, the early parts of next season, that's tough.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's the NFL. To be honest with everyone here, you can be a great team in the NFL, but you also need to be a lucky team to win a Super Bowl in the end of the day. It has to be a little bit of both.
And that's the crazy thing, man. Everything was going the Eagles' way. Everything. The way the schedule played itself out. You had Rodgers go down. You had some of the teams that Eagles don't really play well not have good seasons. But at the end of the day, if you lose an MVP candidate, it's tough. It's tough to recover.
No question. And you know what? I do believe Nick Foles is probably the best backup in the NFL. Yes. So that's the good news. I think you have an opportunity to win some games with him. Mm-hmm. But it's hard for me to say you can win a Super Bowl with Nick Foles. It's difficult for me to say that.
It's a little unrealistic right now to think of that. I'm just like – because if you play the Patriots or Steelers, is Nick Foles going to match Ben Roethlisberger or Tom Brady score for score? I don't think so. Because the way I look at it is this. So say you have 5 scoring drives in a game, and the way Carson Wentz was going, leading the NFL in third down, and they were number 1 in the red zone. At one point in the season, 18 of 20 red zone trips resulted into touchdowns. So 5 scoring drives in a game, you're most likely going to get, 4 touchdowns and a field goal with Carson Wentz? That's 31 points. With Nick Foles now, what are you seeing maybe? 2 touchdowns, 3 field goals if you score 5 times?
Yeah, I think we will see a dip. I think we'll probably see a mid-20 point team in the Eagles moving forward. Now, obviously, the stress is going to be on the run game. Get some first down situations. Yep. Obviously, turnovers, you can't do that. Obviously, you never could do turnovers, but the thing you brought with Carson was Carson could scramble out of a play and take a sack, like we saw in Seattle, and make it a 40-plus yard reception that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there is a big drop-off there.
Yeah, for sure. So, I just don't want Eagles fans to be naive, that's all. Just there's a drop-off here. Obviously, you guys know that, but it's a significant drop-off too, So, it's a shame. I was so depressed on Monday, dude. Like, it was so bad. It was bad.
It's tough.
It was just an injury, too. It's like it wasn't even a championship game loss. It was just an injury. But I just felt like the Super Bowl got taken away from us. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is I still don't think there's a clear best team in the NFC that's like now all of a sudden better than the Eagles. I think the Seahawks are a really damn good team, but I don't know if they're necessarily going to be able to beat Philadelphia in Philly, assuming Philadelphia, continues to get home field. I'm still not the biggest Minnesota fan. I think they're a very good team. Do I think that they're going to be able to beat a team like the Eagles? I don't know. The Panthers, good, but I don't know either. I mean, the NFC, I think, is still very much wide open, even with the Carson Wentz injury.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Eagles went from favorites in the NFC to now, again, like I said, 25% chance. And I heard they were number 2 favorite in the NFC behind Minnesota. And Westgate, you said number 1.
Yeah, the Westgate had him as still the favorite now.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me. But we'll see how they play the next couple of weeks. Now, the thing to me is I think the Eagles are going to win their next 3 games. So in some ways, to me, I expect wins. And I think if they win, I think the fan base is going to it's going to start again. And I'm just, man, our hopes are going to get crushed.
What's tough is, you never want to have your quarterback get injured, but, if the real bummer is he gets hurt when the expectations are a Super Bowl winning team, not a playoff contending team. If this happens week 4, then you actually can revisit things saying, hey, do we want to bring in a free agent quarterback, whether it's Colin Kaepernick or someone else, just to kind of see if we can develop them?
Yeah.
This game, I mean, there's not enough real time to really bring someone in, get them developed and equipped with the offense.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, what do you need? Like a month minimum to get the playbook down?
I think that's a fair thing to realistically be fully operational. Yeah, I think that's fair.
So if you bring a Colin Kaepernick in, because I've heard the Colin Kaepernick. I mean, we had posts in Philadelphia about it. Like, by God, how stupid are people? These are actual media people. You can't bring a Colin Kaepernick in right now. It's just too late in the process. He also hasn't played since January. So how do you expect him to just come in here and just – no, it's not going to work like that.
There's a great quote that Gruden once shared in a private meeting I had the opportunity to sit in at when I was at IMG.
Oh, I would love to be at that.
Gruden was talking about the time that he spent around Tom Moore, who was one of the coaching staff members for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
And he asked Moore, he said, so, hey, why don't you practice, the backups, give the backups a little more rep, for Peyton? And Moore turned to Gruden and said, if 18 goes down, we're fucked. And the best part about it, he goes, if 18 goes down, we're fucked. And he goes, and we don't practice fucked. That's the truth. I mean, that is the absolute truth, unfortunately, in the NFL. You can have a great backup, but in the end of the day, if he's not a starter, he's obviously not – he's not a starter for a reason.
Yeah. All right. I won't keep you hostage any longer. So that's Brendan Albert. I am Adrian Fedque. We're out. We'll see how Nicky Foles does.
Appreciate it, guys.
He's going to throw 27 touchdowns in 3 weeks.